Okay guys, good evening and welcome to Wednesday night's Eldar Racing League. This is the Ferrari Trofeos here at the glorious and exciting Monza. Yes, I'm actually technically now live and exclusive on the Eldar YouTube channel. I'm your host for this evening and commentator for the last, well, it's not going to be the last time you hear from me in the commentating box, but it will be the last time I'm in the solo effort for the comms box for this week. And joining me next week will be none other than ESR Idol, aka Darren Baldwin. Darren will be joining me in the comms box every Wednesday for a joint affair with the commentary. So we do have the beautiful Ferrari Trofeos here at Monza. So obviously got me hoppers in the comms box as per usual on a Wednesday, but as of, like I say, as of next week you won't be getting rid of me. You will be having two people in the commentary box, so it will be nice to have a second commentator within the Eldar Sim Ferrari Trofeos. Obviously the championship is at potentially, I think it's now the fourth round. Yes, we are. I think it's the fourth round, I'm not too sure, but we'll double check. But we'll go through the points and we will jump into potentially what could be an exciting night of racing. So at the moment we've got a newcomer to the league. I believe he's only doing a one-off. I'm not too sure whether he's doing it full-time, but for the remainder of the season. But we have James Stephen, who is absolutely outclassing and outsmarting everyone in the Porsche Caymans that are on a Friday evening, and his title nemesis is also in here, Gareth Morris, aka Moz, and you know, and it's potentially going to be a two-horse race between Moz and of course James, with 4 rounds to go of the Decals Lab Porsche Caymans on a Friday evening, with yours truly, me, Hoppers, doing the commentary. So we shall see what's going to happen here at Monza. It is the second visit for some of these guys this season, and it may be the first visit for certain people, as Neil Hall in the comments has gone, oi oi, evening Neil, I hope you're racing this evening mate, you could see you out on track. So we'll go through the points and we'll go through who's here, and technically what I think about Monza, and we'll also have, hopefully in the gap between race 1 and 2, we will have interviews with some of the drivers that are taking part. So I'll go through the points and then I'll introduce the class of the Ferraris this evening. So the first place is none other than Will Sutters. If I can find Will. Will is here. He's on 108. So yeah, we are actually at round 4, so we are potentially enjoying this. So yeah, Will is on 108. Gareth Morris, his title rival, is on 69, so it's 39 points behind. Then you have Jason Grant, aka Bluefin. Bluefin is here in the sort of maroon pinky Ferrari. He's on 63. Then you have, I believe it's Craig Thomas, aka the real Osman. He is here. Yes, he is. He's just in pit lane. He's on 57. And then you have Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head. Tom is just here. He's on 56. Then a point behind is Liam Williams. I believe Liam Williams has now left the series. I'm not too sure what's been going on, but it seems apparent that Liam has left. He was on 55 points. And then we have Chris Wheatley on 38 points. And then we have Ryan McVeigh, who joined last week at the Red Bull Ring and put on a quality show. He's on 29. It's a shame. Don't know what's happening to the Pineapple Head at the moment, but we'll go through with what's going on. So Ryan is on 29. So it's a shame Ryan hasn't been part of this series since day one, otherwise he would have been up there with the best of the rest. And then we have Reese White. Unfortunately, Reese White has pulled out of the championship. He's on 22 points and he's drawing joint note of place at the moment with Jay Westall, aka Technical 7 Racing, should I say. And then you have Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, on 21. So there's between him and Jay, there's only 1 point between. Then you have Simon Smith on 20, and then you have Malcolm Simmons on 5, and then you have Dan Deerham on 3. I believe Dan Deerham will not be returning to the series, which is a bit of a shame really for these guys that are pulling out in the series, but I believe we do have quite a few newcomers and potentially a season returnee until he comes into the comms box. Next week is in Darren Baldwin. I believe Darren is going to be doing one last hurrah of the racing. Due to Darren's health issues, he's decided to take up doing commentary. So we do have we have another Neil, and I can't remember the other Neil's surname. Just bear with me while I find him. Neil Smale, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me if it's pronounced wrong, mate, but yes, we will have Neil Smale into the lobby very soon, and these guys are going to be giving up for potentially 10 minutes of qualifying and then 15-minute races, and then it's the full grid reverse of race 1 that goes into the full grid reversal. And like I say, we could technically get people into the comms box this evening to potentially join and have a couple of questions asked, maybe just how the racing's going, what did I think, and anything else, but we shall see what happens. Anything can change during the evening. It is going to be potentially exciting, it's potentially going to be emotional. We're not kicking off till around 7:45 UK time, so we're on a bit earlier doing the stream so we can get the points and potentially introduce the class of the field and obviously get a few pointers across. I believe at the moment, you know, as I was saying, James Stephen, the runaway leader in Porsche Caymans, you know, him and Gareth Morris are potentially battling out for the Porsche Caymans, so they're going to be rekindling their rivalry in the Ferraris this evening, so it should be exciting to see what goes on. It is going to be potentially going to see how things goes. Dan Bailey's gone, what's up? Hey bud, the pit's going well, mate. Yeah, so it should be exciting, hopefully, to see what James can do within the Ferraris. He's running away with, as I say, with the Caymans, and his arch nemesis Gareth Morris is also here in the Ferrari, so they're both going to be taking their rekindling, hopefully, and emulate what they're doing in the Caymans for the meantime. It should be exciting to see what happens. Speaking of Moz, he's actually now behind James on track, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with these guys, whether we see a bit of it. As we can see now, James is technically waiting for Moz to get past him so they can have a bit of a battle, but we'll see what goes on this evening within the Ferrari Trofeos. And yes, it is going to be exciting, as I said, as of next week. Don't know where we are next week, but we shall see where we are next week after this event, and we will be having 2 commentators. So you'll be having myself, Hoppers, doing the commentary, and as well as Darren Baldwin jumping into the comms box for potentially probably the remainder of the season if all goes well. But we shall see what goes on. It is going to be pretty interesting as we go on board with James at the moment, chasing down Gareth Morris. He gives Moz a bit of a tap going into potentially the chicane there, so you know, it could be, anything could happen as we jump out of James's Ferrari now. So hopefully as Will gets a bit crossed up as well. But this is just a practice, guys, and yeah, I'll give you some news about what's going to be happening hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We do have the decals lap Porsche Caymans as of Friday, and we are heading to the Red Bull Ring on the GP circuit, and I believe the Clios, the Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs Renault Clios, are going to be jumping onto around the short circuit. So there will be 2 races at Red Bull. Potentially there will be the 3 Porsche Caymans races and also the 3 Renault Clios, and then you also have the Shell Lorman Motorsport BAT British Touring Cars hosted by the host with the most, Malcolm Margot, doing commentary for the Shell Lorman Motorsport British Touring Cars, and it should be a very exciting week of racing. I believe as of Monday we had the GR2, which is like the Super GT cars around Fuji, which was a good event. I raced in that for a one-off, and it's potentially going to be looking likely that will become a series. I don't know when, but we shall see, as Tim, Stephen and Moz are still emulating their battles within certain things. Evening, Darren. Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll be on in 20 minutes, no worries, mate. We're not starting yet, mate, so you're okay. But yes, we had the GR2 endurance race, which Darren had done a beautiful job in the commentary box, dare I say it. It was quite a spectacular event, I must say, around Mount Fuji. It was kind of a bit of an eye-opener for some of us that have never obviously raced GR2 cars before, and to have a 50-minute endurance race, should I say, around Mount Fuji. It was a bit of a challenge, but nevertheless. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the beautiful sound of these Ferrari 458s, and I will be back in a little while, and hopefully we should get more people. I believe it's going to be technically near enough a full grid this evening, so let's see what happens this evening. So I'll catch you guys in a little while. Alright mate, no worries. So Hatsalad, aka Ryan McFay, will be joining the lobby very shortly. Yeah, they are looking a bit quick tonight, mate, I must say. It's going to be a bit, I'm not going to say hard work, but it's going to look a bit interesting, shall I say. So guys, as I was just saying, we are looking forward to seeing what a good night ahead. So if you like what you see here, guys, please like, comment and subscribe as per usual. It's going to help the Eldar Sim Racing Group out massively. We are Potentially looking at a Tuesday night league, the Peugeot 208 GTI Cup. That should be starting in the next couple of weeks. It is going to be probably after the Christmas break, and we are going to be potentially visiting some iconic circuits, and the calendar has had to change, so we're going to be potentially hopefully launching out the Peugeot 208 GTI Cup in the new year. So it'd be good to see who takes or who comes into the frame for the Peugeots. It will be potentially a good series, and yours truly, aka me, Hoppers, will be potentially racing that series. I'm going to hand over the commentary duty for Darren Baldwin, aka ESR Idol 4, to be jumping into the comments box for the Peugeots, and I will race for that championship. It should be exciting, it should be one of the best. A note about penalties for the guys that are watching the stream or are racing this evening. If you pick up a penalty, you must take it the lap you take, and you must do it before you cross the start finish line. There is a penalty line, I believe, just before you get out of the parabolica to get into the before you get out to the before you get across the start finish line. I believe the penalty line is there. So I'm just going to quickly check the circuit map and give you guys a lap of I'll try and give you a lap of Monza if I can. Just bear in mind basically my Italian pronunciations are not the best, but we shall see. So we'll see what is here, and we'll go through the track here at Monza. So I'm just trying to get a better map. So as James Stephen now fires his way into, I believe that's Variante della Roggia, I believe that's how you pronounce it, just bear with, and he comes up to Lesmo 1 and of course Lesmo 2, and then he goes into Variante Ascari, and then goes down to the Parabolica, and then he goes into Ratafilio and Curva Grande. So we shall see what happens. I'll try and get, if I can, I will try and get a proper, decent, well actually we'll go on board with Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall. Neil is kind of new to racing, but we shall see what happens within Neil's lap here. So at the moment he's going up to Variante Raffaello, and he's just doing that as we speak, and then we're heading down into Curva Grande right now. So we're going to be flying into Curva Grande any moment now, and then we will go down towards the Variante della Roggia. Just like I say, my Italian is next to nothing, but he goes into Roggia, and he goes now into up to Lesmo 1, and then he'll fly down to Lesmo 2 any moment now, which he's doing. This track is proper renowned for the Trofeo in Formula 1, as he flies down towards coming up to Variante Ascari now. The Ascari chicane. This is where it gets interesting, and this is where it gets quite, well, I'm not going to say technical. This is where it has to become one of the most interesting bits on the circuit, as he flies out the Ascari chicane and heads down to the Parabolica. So hopefully my pronunciation and hopefully my bit of commentary for excuse me as I get a bit of hiccups, complete the lap going through Parabolica and we shall see what goes on. I believe there is only eight Ferraris at the moment. So we've got Will and of course Jason Grant. These two were having a bit of a battle last time out at the Red Bull Ring, and Jason Grant took his first ever win in the Ferraris at the Red Bull Ring. It's kind of helped by quite a few things really. Got a good start, and he also got some of the title rivals, or some of the guys that are racing having battles themselves and potentially pushing on and making a bit of a mistake. So Jason Grant got his first win of the series, so we'll see what happens. I believe the amount of people that are going to be racing this evening, some of them have never raced these Ferraris before, and some of them are new to potentially the season itself. It's going to be exciting to see what happens as we see Will and of course Jason bang mirror to mirror and door handle to door handle, which should be fantastic to see, as I believe Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head, is going to join his battle. It's a good job it's only a practice session, but these guys may as well use it as a good advantage. We'll see what they're going to do in a moment as Will gets a bit sideways going out of the first bit of the Lesmo into the second Lesmo now, but we shall see what goes on this evening. James Stephen, as I say, the king of the Porsche Caymans at the moment. He's doing a fantastic job in the Porsche Caymans, but I'd love to see what James can do in the Ferraris. I'll just look at James's helmet. I believe James just has a blank helmet, but we'll see what happens. It is going to be fantastic to see what happens with these guys. It is going to be probably most important qualifying session of the evening. It will be 10 minutes, and it could be a easy one for some people. It may not be. We shall see, as Ryan McVeigh has just joined the lobby. So we shall see what's going on. I believe there's going to be quite a lot of interest to see what happens within these guys. James wants to realise that, I don't know if he's struggling at the moment, but he's pushed himself up into essentially second position on the timing. But we'll see what happens in qualifying. It is going to be spectacular, it is going to be interesting, it is going to be one of them, and we shall see. So I think we've got potentially 9, maybe 12 drivers coming into play this evening for the Ferrari Trofeos here at Monza. It is going to be spectacular, it is going to be one of them, and we shall see. Hopefully my voice doesn't go like it has done in previous times within the commentary, and hopefully we do have a good night of racing. Hopefully the guys drive sensibly, as we can see Will has gone off out of the first Lesmo into the second. Tom Holland clips the gravel there. So we shall see what goes on, and potentially what will happen for these guys. As I say, it will be exciting. It will be one of the amazing things that we're going to see this evening. As I say, it is Monza, and anything can happen here at Monza. So I'll just let you enjoy the beautiful sounds of the Ferraris just for a couple of minutes while I get myself sorted, and then we'll gear up ready for, excuse me for yawn, yes, we'll gear up for the 10-minute qualifying session, and then the first of 15-minute races this evening. So we are waiting probably for a few more drivers to appear for being on the grid, but it's looking like it's going to be an amazing evening of racing for the Ferraris, and we shall see what will happen. I'm just going to obviously gear up and get myself sorted, and we will shall see. As I said, next week you will have the delightful two commentators. You will have myself, Poppers, and you will have Darren Baldwin, aka is our idol, who's currently on stream, and we shall see what is going to happen. It's going to be exciting. It is at Monza, of course. We are looking forward to doing a duo commentary next week. It should be pretty decent, and hopefully when we are doing the duo commentary we shall have a laugh and a bit of a ball, and hopefully during the break between race 1 and 2 this evening we shall have potentially some drivers to interview and potentially ask them a few questions and see how their night is going. It will all depend on how people feel, and we will see what is going on. Okay, mate, I'll adjust the volume. Just bear with 1 second. Thank you for letting me know. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. So yeah. I believe it could be, I've got my mic things turned on, so just bear with. So we'll see what's going on. Let's have a look. It could be better. Okay, give me a second. Okay, let's have a look. Let's try this. How does that sound? Is that better or is it worse? Just give that a try and we'll see what happens. Nice one, that's better. I must have had my microphone volume turned down. But yes, now it works, it's fine. So as I was saying, it should be better to hear me now, so it's going to be we'll see what goes on. So as I say, it could have been my microphone volume, because I did have it turned down a bit because I didn't want to sound like I was shouting down the mic. As James Stevens now done the fastest lap of the practice session with a 1 minute 54.6111. So that's pretty decent for James. James is obviously new to the Ferraris this evening, but we shall see what's going on. And as I say, Darren, thank you for letting me know, mate. It's much appreciated. So as Ben Smith, aka Bassox, has joined the room. So Ben is going to be potentially joining this evening. He said to me just before, he's hoping his internet holds up. So it would be nice to see Ben in a Ferrari. It would be nice to see what he can do this evening, as we're going to get ready for qualifying in around, excuse me, we'll work it out. So just bear with me. Qualifying will be, I'm just going to technically check, what's going on. It'll be 7:45 UK time. So in around 26 minutes, yeah, so 26 minutes from now, we'll be having the beautiful Ferraris doing qualifying for the round here at Monza. So we will potentially see what goes on. We've got, I believe, it's now going to be 12 drivers. It could be more, but we'll see what happens. Like I say, we do have Ben Smith has taken over Liam Williams for this evening, and it will be spectacular to see Ben take part in the Ferraris. So we will wish him the best of luck, and same with any of the other guys that are potentially new to the Ferrari racing. It will be exciting for me, and it will be exciting for everyone else to see how well these guys do. So, you know, like James Stephen, who runs away with the Porsche Caymans on a Friday, it will be spectacular to see what is going on. And we will see between now and then, between now and, of course, qualifying. James will probably be a force to be reckoned for, and potentially hopefully to stop the rot of some of the guys that are taking wins, like for example Will, and of course Jason Grunt, and of course obviously we had Liam Williams do one of the wins last time out. I believe there's going to be a lot of people. It could be a full grid, it may not be, but we will see. We have got obviously, like I said, 10-minute qualifying session coming up, so we shall see what goes on within the time frame with the 10-minute qualifying. It should be potentially exciting, it should be amazing. The track temperature is quite warm because of the conditions, and obviously the Ferrari fans here at Monza, as Will's done, who's just beat James by a couple of attempts. He's done 1:54.540, so anything can happen here, and it can be potentially made up, and it can be, as James gets it crossed up coming out of Ratafilio. So he's kicked up a cone, but I think he's pushed it off to the side of the track, so it's not too bad within the time frame. So yes, it should be exciting. As I say, I'm looking forward to joint commentary next week, so I'll just gear up for qualifying. I'll give you guys to enjoy the beautiful Ferraris at the moment. Okay guys, yeah, so like I was saying, we've got potentially a new guy also joining the room, another Neil Smale. I believe if I pronounce your name wrong, mate, I do apologise, but we shall see what goes on. Neil is also new to the league, even though he races the beautiful Renault Clios that Darren Baldwin, aka ESR Idol, runs on a Friday. I believe he's just left the room. That's not good. Let's hope he's back before qualifying. It should be a great race if we do get quite a few people, as Jay Westall bins it out of the first Lesmo. So we'll see Ben Smith on screen. Currently ninth fastest in the practice session, but we shall see what goes on this evening, and hopefully my voice doesn't go, and we shall see. Like I say, we've got qualifying at 7:45 UK time, and we will see what goes on. So there's no according to Craig, there is no Chris. What's Chris's last name? Oh, see, this is Chris Wheatley is ill, according to what Craig has said. So Chris Wheatley is not going to be making it this evening. He is ill, which is a bit unfortunate, but if you're watching the stream, Chris, I wish you all the best in getting better very soon. So yeah, we shall see what happens with these guys. As I say, Ben Smith is obviously in the Decals Lab Porsche Commons, and Ben had a dab hand at commentary in the past, and Ben has been on the pace in the Porsche Commons, as Darren Baldwin, aka our idol, has gone struggling like a donkey. You and your donkey obsession, my friend. I might as well buy you one as a pet for Christmas, you know. But it should be funny. He says he's struggling like a donkey, and then Pineapple Head goes, "I'm hanging here like a cow," as a reference to, I believe, Nico Hulkenberg from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix a few years back. So I might as well buy Darren a donkey for Christmas, and obviously Tom a cow for Christmas, since I'm mentioning animals. Speaking of animals, we have a horse. Yes, okay, Ferrari. As I believe Bastian, aka Neil Smale, is out on track on his first outlap of the evening in the Ferrari. So welcome, Neil. I hope you find it being successful. As ES Idol's put in the chat saying, haha, great success. I'm very excited to be here doing his Borat impressions. Unfortunately, my Borat impressions aren't the best, mate, so I'm not from Kazakhstan either, so great success. Yeah, okay, that was okay, but please don't mock me. But we shall see. I believe we have got 12 Ferraris, so yeah, 12 prancing horses on track here at Monza. So yeah, I'm hopefully gonna do some amazing commentary this evening. As I say, Ryan McVeigh is here. He's actually Ryan was actually won I think he won, was it race 1? He won at Red Bull Ring on the short circuit last week, as we believe Baston's gone into the pits here. Guess he has. Baston's gone into the pits just for now, but hopefully he'll be out on track was, speaking of Neil, he's put, "Hi all, thanks for the invite, well you're welcome mate, I hope you enjoy your racing here." Excuse me, as I sneeze down everyone's ear, I do apologise. I'm going to sneeze again, so I'm going to have to... It's good that we didn't hear that sneeze, but yeah. But as I was saying, it's Will's put to Neil, glad to have you here, mate. Yeah, well, we're all glad to have you here, Neil, if you are watching the stream, my friend. We're all happy to have every single one of you guys take part in the Eldersim Ferrari Trofeos and every single championship that Eldersim does. So if you like to see what we are doing, or if you like what you see here, guys, please like, comment and subscribe. You know what to do for YouTube, of course. And please do check us out on, as Ben Smith and Ryan have a bit of a tangle coming out of, I believe, coming out of the Ferrari, that was. So, you know, Ben may realise that, yeah, he's new to the Ferrari League, but, you know, it is going to be rough and tumble within the Ferraris. It is not going to be potentially an easy ride, but we shall see what happens. I believe Benny's now taking over from Liam Williams. Pineapple Head, how do you do that? How do you do what? But we shall see what happens. I believe we do have potentially, as I say, qualifying will be at 7:45 UK time, so I'm going to let you enjoy the Ferraris, and I'm going to let you also enjoy just the beautiful sounds while I just get myself ready for qualifying as per usual. So I'll speak to you guys in a second or two. As I say, Darren, your obsession with donkeys, mate, I'm going to have to buy you one for Christmas. What's with the obsession with donkeys anyway, if you're watching the stream? Because I'm hanging like a goat. Oh no, his mates left the room. Oh no. This better not be a sign of things to come. But hopefully he comes back into the lobby. He'll have a bit of time before qualifying starts, so... As there is a bit of barrier in turn number 1. We'll go through the field. Bluefin's waiting, sitting patiently. Will's just got the Ratafilio chicane. How's he managed to do that? It's a bit of track limits there. As James Stephen sets the fastest lap of testing with a 1. Oh, Will's actually started qualifying a bit earlier than planned, I believe. Donkeys are great, remind me of Shrek. Yeah, that's true. He wants, I believe, but I believe he wants everyone to exit. So if you're watching the stream, guys, please do exit. Yeah, so please do exit, because I believe there's been a bit of issues. I'm not too sure what's going on. As Will's just put stupid button. What the freak? What the freak, Will? Yeah, Will. What the hell, man? Okay, Neil. Just give us. Don't worry, Neil. There is space for you, mate. I wouldn't worry about it. Who's not out of the lob? Oh, come on. We don't want to hold up people. No bother, mate. But hopefully we should all get going again. I believe. The real sauceman. The bit of banter. Bit of banter between Craig and of course Will. The real sauceman. Shut up. Shut up. So yeah, as soon as we get people out on track again, we'll jump back into the stream. As Neil's going to be doing a reset. Okay, mate. You've still got a bit of time, mate. You've got about, I think it's about 9 minutes, mate. So you should be okay. So we shall see what happens. If you're watching the stream, guys, please do bear in mind what you do put in the stream, the chat history or the chat box on here. It is not. It's going to look very bad on the stream. The track is open now, Jay. Yes. So you can jump on track, mate. Just please be mind what you do put. So we shall see what happens. Bear with, guys. Where your chat room? Check comment, mate, in yeah, okay, mate, I will. Excuse me. Just 2 ticks, guys, while I sort something out. He's changed his name, so I have to bloody find him. Hello, mate. Hello.
You alright?
I'm alright, mate.
Come on, say hello.
Hello.
Hello. This tonight is just a final goodbye.
Yeah, mate.
Last race, and that's
you do
it
right.
then.
You do right.
Yeah. It's the best, mate. You know, you know the reasons why.
I do, mate. I do. I do.
You know. Yes.
I do, mate.
But Donkey, it's one Shrek.
I know, mate. I know. I've got to buy you one, aren't I?
Buy the DVD.
I'm going to have to either buy you the DVD or I'm going to have to find a real life and take it to your house.
yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, next week, obviously, Jill comes. Look forward to that, mate, you know?
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah. Just, I want to say one thing.
Go on.
Just on this, obviously on chat in the game, just no arguing, boys. Just, just stop, you know, we don't need it.
No, we don't need it, mate.
We're practicing. We're actually not in the race, so it doesn't affect anyone. You know?
Exactly.
In the race, I understand. So during practice, just enough, you know?
Exactly, mate. Indeed.
Yeah. Try to get that in there as well.
Yeah, we'll do, man.
Alright, mate. Right, you take it easy.
Yeah.
I'll watch after. Alright?
Yep.
Alright, I'll speak to you in a bit, mate.
Speak to you in a bit, buddy.
Alright, bye-bye.
Ta-da. Right, guys, so yeah, if you're watching the stream and you are racing, just as I'll repeat what the main guy, aka ASR Idol, my good friend Darren Baldwin, has put, please do not put in the chat box anything offensive or that can cause any issues regarding the other races. It is there. We look like we're not going to be taking hold of the issues that are ongoing, so I don't really want to be winding people. I don't want people getting wound up, so just be careful what you put. The race is getting streamed and it's not fair on everyone else, and it looks bad within the Eldar racing group that we act like a bunch of girls, but we are not a bunch of girls. We are grown men, should we say. You know, if there's any girls racing, I don't mind. You know, it's more the merrier. But boys, just put your handbags away if you're gonna argue. So we've got at least 3 minutes until qualifying actually does start, and it shall be an exciting evening, and it shall be one of the best races, hopefully one of the best Ferrari races around Monza. It is the home of obviously Ferrari. I'm not saying Monza is the home of Ferrari, but because I've been in Italy and it is an Italian car built by a beautiful legend in Enzo Ferrari, hence a Ferrari Enzo, and we shall be seeing what goes on. So we shall be getting qualifying underway in 2 minutes time, and it potentially will be spectacular, and potentially to see what goes on within these guys. I believe, you know, I'm hopefully not his mate again. Neil Hall has made it back. Yes, he has. Thank you. And we do have 12 races this evening, so it's going to be fantastic to see what goes on. So hopefully in around a minute time we will get qualifying underway, and we will see what goes on for these guys. It will be, excuse me, it will be spectacular, and I believe we shall see what goes on. So yeah, please guys, just whatever you're doing, please stop. This is getting ridiculous, guys. If you're gonna fall out, you know, we're just gonna. This is not on. I can't commentate if you're gonna fall out with people. So let's see what happens in qualifying. It should be interesting to see what goes on. And potentially qualifying now is going to last for 10 minutes. And we shall see what goes on within qualifying. As we are getting ready for the pit lane. I will make sure everyone's out as well. We're gonna have a look. I believe everyone's out. Yes, they are. Everyone is technically. Everyone is out. Yes, they are. Gareth hasn't left the pit lane yet. I don't know what's going on with Gareth. I believe at the moment Gareth is just waiting. But we've also got James Stephen at the moment. We'll keep an eye on what James does. Involved in a few things, but you know, we shall see what goes on within qualifying. As Craig gets a bit sideways, going out of the Lesmo 1. I believe Gareth now has got out of pit lane, but he's left it late, but he's avoiding carnage, I believe, in turn number 1 for qualifying. So we'll see what happens on the outlaps at the moment. So we shall see what happens. I'm looking forward to potentially seeing what's going to happen during the first race of the evening, and then hopefully in the second race, as Ryan McVeigh just goes a bit wide. That's not going to be a good stuff. Believe that, you know, just don't know what to say, even though you're on your outlaps, but you know, it's going to be a bit of a mad rush at the moment. So we'll see what goes on, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be potentially looking likely they're on now the first of many flying laps, potentially 3 or 4 in the qualifying session at the moment. I believe Ryan was just trying to get heat into his tyres, but you know, it's a bit difficult round here. As we'll see potentially what goes on for qualifying, with 7 minutes 19 seconds remaining on the clock. So we will look forward to seeing these guys potentially chase down each other and try and get a link and try and get a tow. I believe Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head, is leading them away on his first of a couple of line laps. Then it's Ryan, then it's James, then it's Jason, and then the real Osman, aka Craig. Then you've got Neil Smiles. Then you've got Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, chasing him, so the two Neils are together. Then you've got Jay, then you've got Darren, who we're just speaking to. And then of course Will, and of course Ben Smith. And then you've got Gareth Morris bringing up the rear. Excuse me, at the moment. But yeah, we'll see what goes on. We've got Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head, just coming through scoring now, and he will potentially go on to finish his first of many flying laps, and we will get hopefully potentially everything to go well, and we'll see what goes on between now and then, with 6 minutes 10 remaining on the clock. So I think they're going to get probably 2 or 3 laps in depending on how things go. We'll see what Tom does now as he crosses the line. Has he done a 157.8? Ryan's done a 150. Ryan has done a 154.6. James has done a 154.4. Jason Grant's done a 55.2. Real Osman done a 56.010. Noddy's mate did a 57.6. Darren did a 55.4. Jay did a 57.4. Passed on. Did a, I believe, where is he? Bastian did a 2 minutes 2, and then Moz yet to complete the lap. But Pineapple Head at the moment is in 10th place. Noddy's mate is there, and then Jay's done a 57.4. Ben Smith did a 56.3. So we'll see what happens. These guys are going to be on the limits. What did Moz do was Bluefin's got a bit of a 5-10th penalty. He's actually going to be taking it in the wrong place. Moz has done 56.80. So there's going to be a lot of interest. Ben Smith's left the room. I believe his internet connection is dropped again, which is not good for Ben. He's going to be very peeved with that. Will got a penalty as well, so we're not where we're 4 minutes 20, so we're going to see what happens. We're now down to 11 cars instead of 12 cars, and it's not going to be good if Ben can't rejoin. He'll have to wait for race 2, but we will see what goes on. We believe James Stephen coming through Parabolica now, as Pineapple Head's done a 56.1. Real Osman, aka Craig, has done a 55.089. James Stephen crossing the line there. He's not really improved on his time. Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, has done a 57.3. Bastion has done a 2 minute 8. So 2 minute 0.8. Which is not brilliant. As Spence just messaged me saying, "Oh, for God's sake." So there is 3 minutes 15 remaining in, I believe, who's gone off at the chicane there. That was Jason Grant. He gone off so far at the as Moz has done a 1 minute 55.091. So Moz from starting way back, not leaving the pit lane till late. We'll see what happens. Potentially with these guys, we'll see what goes on, and we'll go into potentially. As Will's got a penalty, but he needs to take it in the right place in the race. But with 2.5 minutes to go, we shall see who's going to take the threat up to potentially now James Stephen, as he chases down Craig at the moment for a bit of a trap battle. As Bastion is getting close to getting overtaken by our idol, but we shall see what happens. I believe we got Neil versus Pineapple Head has done a 55.059. But we've got Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, and Jay Westall, and then of course Neil Smale. Potentially chasing down ESR Idol, but we shall see, as Bastion has done a 2 minutes 0:10. And we'll see what happens with these guys. It is a minute and 34 remaining on the clock, ready for so I believe Bastion is going to be holding up his the group at the back. James Stephen at the moment leading the way from will be technically potentially as Moz has done a 54 54.684. So potentially James Stephen at the moment with just under a minute now remaining of qualifying, potentially will start on pole position. I will invite some of the guys for interviews after race 1, and we shall see what goes on within to hear their thoughts. Obviously with 54 seconds on the clock to go for qualifying. This is qualifying for the first race, so round number 4 and race 1, and then it will be the full grid reverse of, I think it's the full grid, yes, as James Stephen jumps off at the Parabolica. I don't know whether he's sitting out with 10 seconds left on the clock, so anyone that's going across the line now will have to have their laps potentially, as some of these guys now have crossed the line to complete qualifying. I'll go through the grid, but at the moment fastest lap actually went to Ryan McVeigh there, the Hatter lad as he's normally known as, with a 54.335. so qualifying is close. James Stephen, I don't know what's happened to James during qualifying, but he pulled off towards the end of the lap, and we'll see what Moz can do. Moz is just about to go around the Parabolica and chase down these guys. Will be potentially as the Hatter lad improve, of course, get in there. Well, it's a good lap, mate. It's a good lap. I don't know what's happened to James, but I'll go through the grid. So at the moment we've got Ryan McVeigh on pole position, and then followed by James Stephen and Bluefin, and then of course Moz, and of course that's okay, mate. That's cool. So we'll see what happens as the guys are seeing what goes on. So we've got going through the grid. So it's Ryan from James, then Bluefin, of course Moz, Will, and Bastian at the back, not his mate in technical racing, aka Jay Westall in 9th. Then you got ASR Idol, said he was 9th. But we'll see what happens as the chat's going ballistic, the live chat's going ballistic. But yeah, so as we got Ryan from James, followed by Jason, followed by Gareth, followed by Will, followed by Tom, followed by Craig, Darren, Jay, and of course the rest of the pack. So we're getting ready for the green light, and also the red light is about to come on. We've got the green flag from the back of the grid. Getting ready, the revs are building as are mine. We're about to change to green now, and we'll see who gets a good start for race 1 of the Ferrari Trofeos. As I believe the good start from Ryan there into turn number 1 going into Ratafilio, and I believe James Stephen's trying to make a move on the inside, which he does. James Stephen hops the curve. There's a bit of a bash into the door there, which is allowed even though James has got past, but then you've got Ryan back up into second, but he's now going to try and get past James Stephen. And of course Bluefin's going to be part of this battle going into Curva Grande here, into potentially what's going to happen. Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, who took his win in the second race of last week at Red Bull Ring, but at the moment this is getting a bit closer for comfort. Jason Grant's lost a bit of time. Right before he's got a penalty, he's going to have to get rid of that on the start finish line before the penalty line. He can't do it just yet because it will not go. It will technically go against his time. He will not be taking it in the right place. And of course Pineapple Head, and of course Will, and of course Moz. The Pineapple Head comes across and cuts across, but Bluefin gets crossed up. I believe Ben Smith has joined the room, but ESR Idol at the moment is up into 7th place, and Nolly's mate is in 8th place. Then you got Bluefin, and of course Bastion, and of course Technical Racing, aka Jay Westall, in 11th place. But going back to this battle between James Stephen, well, Ryan, and of course James Stephen for first and second, at the moment we shall see what's going on as we go down to the Parabolica for the first time, and it's going to be potentially James Stephen that tries to make a move on the outside into the Parabolica here. Let's see what happens. We'll try and focus further back as well if we can, but James Stephen is putting Ryan under pressure at the moment, but this is going to be fantastic stuff. I believe this is going to be fantastic, but Ryan took his penalty a bit too late there. But Will is going to have to, he's pushing on, and they've got Gareth Morris, but then you've got Will's up into 2nd place because of Ryan's penalty. At the moment it's gone against him. Ryan is dropped into 5th place at the moment, but we shall see. Pineapple gets crossed up, and Bluefin, of course, ESR Idol, and of course Tom Holland are battling for 6th, 7th and 8th. Darren's coming out into potentially 6th place at the moment, but he's battling with Bluefin. Obviously he doesn't want these two bullying him, but we shall see what's going on further up. But then you've got Noddy's mate, and of course Bastion, and of course Jay Westall towards the back of the field, but these guys are going to be battling out fantastically as James Stephen is trying to eke out the lead, but Will is under threat from, of course, Gareth Morris at the moment. Gareth Morris's previous lap time was 2:01.6, and we shall see what goes on. As Dean Atkinson says, good luck up the Welsh boys. Evening, Dean, I hope you're well, mate. Hopefully they get through, as Moz gets through onto Will onto 2nd place, going into Ascari. Just while I was checking what you were putting in the stream, with 11.5 minutes remaining, Ryan McVeigh yet again has got another penalty. He's going to have to seriously get rid of these penalties, because they're going to go against him if they're not careful. And I believe Moz is going to try and now catch up to his nemesis in Porsche Caymans, but also the nemesis now in the Ferraris will be James Stephen. We'll see what Ryan does, but Ryan's going to be dropping back like a fish that's not on a reel. So we'll see what goes on here, but the real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, is going to be catching up as well. But we shall see what's going on as we see ESR Idol under threat from Bluefin. Well, it's also under threat from Ryan McVeigh, because Ryan McVeigh, they try and make it three wide into Rafafilio, which drops back ESR Idol into 8th place, which the two Neils and of course Jay Westall are having a battle further back. But we shall see. ESR Idol here is going to be pushing on. He does this for fun. He's joining me in the commentary box next week. But Tom Holland and Ryan are up there as well, with Jason Grant holding on to 5th place at the moment. But I believe there's been another change. I believe Moz has been re-overtaken by Will somewhere along the line, and Craig's also there with this group. But we shall see what's happening. We'll go back to that battle with 10 minutes 5 remaining on the clock anytime soon. But I believe Bluefin and the Pineapple Head, and of course Ryan, and of course Darren are going to push up. But Noddy's mate and Neil Baston, or Neil Smale, and of course Jay Westall are battling out for 9th and 10th. But James Stephen at the moment, James Stephen, King James, or Dangerman James as I call him, is still in 1st place at the moment, going through a scoring towards the Parabolica. He's going to be pushing on. We'll see what goes on with this group. You've got Will and Moz, you've got obviously Gareth and of course Will battling it out for 2nd and 3rd at the moment. This is going to be fantastic stuff. Will's going to be under pressure from Gareth, and of course Craig's also in this battle. But we shall see what goes on, who's going to go where, who's going to go what place. But you've got Craig and of course Gareth battling it out for potentially 3rd and 4th at the moment. But Craig's got up into 3rd place, but he's got Moz alongside him as well. But we shall see what goes on further back. We've got Bluefin, of course the Pineapple Head, and of course Ryan So Ryan at the moment is struggling to get under the belt as James Stephen has the fastest lap in the race with a 1:54.545. So it's going to be really careful as Craig and Gareth, the two Welsh boys, are potentially battling for third and fourth at the moment. And then you have Will Sutters there trying to hold on as Moz gets past his countryman and best mate Gareth. Gareth and Craig swap positions again, and of course you've got this battle between the Pineapple Head and of course Ryan at the moment, but then you've got Noddy's mate up into potentially 8th place, and Neil Smale and of course Jay, but then ESR Idol is at the back of the field. I don't know what happened to Darren there. I believe his donkey's not got enough gas, or should I say. But James Stephen, 7 minutes 50 on the clock. We'll see what's going on. But Will's got a bit of a gap now to Gareth at the moment, but is he going to chase down James? Craig's trying to chase down Gareth, but then you've got Bluefin and of course Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, versus Ryan, but Ryan's now catching up to this group, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 7th are potentially battling it out. They're going to be battling it out for these places. This is going to be brilliant stuff from these guys. It is going to be probably one of the closest battles we've ever seen throughout the Ferrari Trofeo history. And then you've obviously got Noddy's mate in 8th place, then you've got Bastian, and then of course Jay, and of course Darren. But we'll go back to this battle, potentially this battle between Bluefin, Pineapple Head, and of course Ryan, but we'll see what happens. Ryan tries to make the move going into Ratifilio, and we'll see what goes on here. But anything can happen for now. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to be concentrating on the race. I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to invite some of the guys for interviews after the race, as we've got 6 minutes 35 on the clock. As Darren says, yes, I'm last. There's nothing wrong being last, mate, but I believe your donkey needs to speed up a minute though, mate. But we've got a bit of a battle between the Pineapple Head and of course Ryan. We just caught a bit of the battle going back to it, and of course Jason Grant's also in this battle with 6 minutes 13 remaining as Ryan and of course Tom Holland get a bit crossed up. We'll try and see if we can pick that up actually on the replay just for a quick moment. Just going into the I believe it's into the second. Yeah, it's into the second Lesmo, or going out towards the second Lesmo there. I believe that was a bit of a battle, but there's swapping paint, and Ryan gets past Tom Holland into Ascari, but Tom Holland thinks none of it. These two have got to be careful because they've had a bit of a battle already. But this is going to be fantastic stuff. We could see as Tom Holland has a 5/10 penalty coming out of Ascari there. I believe Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, is now getting away from Ryan and of course Tom Holland, but you've got the real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, versus his compatriot and his best mate from the Welsh Valleys, shall we say, Gareth, and potentially Will's going to try and chase down James Stephen. But at the moment we'll concentrate on this battle. We'll see what happens. I believe Tom Holland's now got rid of his penalty, but with 5 minutes on the clock, we're now on lap 6. But Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, ahead of Neil Smale, and of course Jay Westall. So the two Neils and Jay, and of course Darren Baldwin are at the back of the field. But James Stephen, Dangerman James, or King James, whatever you want to call him, he's doing very well at the moment. But Will has the fastest lap with a 1 minute 54, 55:40 on the clock. But James Stephen has a penalty. Race leader James Stephen has a 9/10 penalty. He's going to have to take that, but depending on how quick Will can gain onto him, it will be. But I believe Moz and Craig are still having to. Gareth and Craig are still battling, and if they still battle, you'll have Jason Grant bringing up the field, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we shall have potentially, I'll try and invite the top 3 of this race to see what happens, but we'll go through with just under 4 minutes now remaining. But we've got Ryan in 6th place, then you've got Tom Holland, then you've got Noddy's mate, and of course Neil Smale, and of course Jay Westall, and then ESR Idol. And James Stephen still has his penalty hanging over him. Is it going to upset him, or is it going to be is he going to be able to do it, or is he just going to have to concentrate? But I remember when we were commentating here in the Porsche Caymans, he actually lost a win because of his penalty. But I believe James, he's took it, but Will's getting forever closer. Will is forever getting closer now. Will is getting closer to James. James, he's took his penalty, but Will's going to try and take the battle for the lead, which he does. Will takes the move going into Ratafilio. James thinks about taking him. Both try to make contact into Ratafilio, but James ends up losing out there. And of course Gareth Morris, and of course the real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, will be jumping and trying to change places. But Gareth's probably thinking, James, where were you? You were in 1st place, mate, but you know, you are now in 2nd place. I have you in my sights. But we shall see what happens as Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, chases down and potentially has Ryan McVeigh behind him, and then he has the Pineapple Head, and of course Noddy's mate, and then Jay has got past Neil Smale, but Neil is going to get past, potentially get past Jay Westall, and then ESR Idol, aka Darren Baldwin, is now still in 11th place, but he's doing this for fun because he, like you say, he's going to be joining me next week as Will has this gap. And it's coming down because James Stephen is now on a charge, but Will at the moment with we're coming up to 2 minutes on the clock. This could be potentially going on to the penultimate lap, the final lap of the race. Now he could be going on to the final lap of the race. James Stephen, King James or Dangerman James, whichever you want to call him, is chasing him down, but potentially Gareth Morris and the real Osman. So Craig Thomas and of course Gareth are battling for 3rd and 4th, and the two Welsh lads, I hope Dean Atkinson's watching this, and you're going to be potentially chasing these guys. That, you know, you're going to have to pay them good money. But at the moment Gareth is holding off Craig, but then also Bluefin is behind, and then you got Ryan, of course. Tom Holland has a 4/10 penalty. He's going to be taking that now. Where he crossed the line. I don't know whether he crossed the line just in time or it went against him. There's not his mate, okay, Noel Hall. He's in 8th place. He's pushing on. He's doing quite well. Then you got Jay Westall trying to chase down Neil Smale with 55 seconds on the clock. There is a yellow flag going into potentially Ratafilio. I didn't see what happened, but I believe Noddy's mate, and of course Tom Holland had a bit of an issue, but Pineapple Head just ran off track, which made him which potentially pushed him on. But Bluefin's got a penalty, but Bluefin has a penalty. Jason Grant has a 9/10 penalty, but he's going back to this battle at the moment between Gareth and of course Craig, and of course Jason Grant. They're at each other. Watch out last lap. Oh no, mate, I know. I see this every week in the Porsche Caymans, mate, and you know, it's fantastic to see. But Will is about to come through the Ascari to cross the line. This is now, we are actually now on the final lap of the race, but Will's going to come through to take another victory in race number 1 here at round number 4 at Monza in the Eldar Super Trofeos for the Ferraris, as Will is going to come through to potentially take another victory. Will is astounding. He's going to be spectacular. He celebrates in style. Don't celebrate too early, otherwise you could have spun. But James Stephen comes home in 2nd, and oh, what's this? What happened then? James Stephen is in 4th, and the real oddsman and Moz finished 2nd and 3rd. James Stephen comes 4th, Bluefin in 5th, Ryan in 6th, Pineapple Head in 7th, and then of course Noddy's mate in 8th, Jay Westall in 9th, ESR Idol in Was it James's penalty? As Ryan's just put that one equals joke. Well, I'm going to find out shortly, mate. So guys, I'm going to jump into potentially I'm going to do some interviews with some of the guys. I'm going to see if any of the guys want to so we'll see what happens. So yeah, we're going to see potentially who's going to be. Out for a moment. So what? Yeah, so I need Craig and Moz in as well. If you can get it, yeah. So if you can get them in. Okay, well I'll get them now. Right, okay. Do you want to get them to jump across them, mate? If you can. It's alright. Give me a second, man. Yeah, it's fine, mate. Yeah, it's alright. I can wait. Right, Germs. As I've got a reputation with you winning races, how was the first race in a Ferrari? Yeah. Uh-huh. Right, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of debating whether you had a penalty or not, but then because they catched you out the last corner, as you said, it was quite surprising to see you actually finish fourth. And as you say, you're only doing one event as this. I hope you do come back for more. I really do. But it was close, and I thought that's not like you to finish fourth. But fair play. Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course, man. Right, James, you can either leave, mate, or you can stay. It's entirely up to you. I'll let you crack on. Yeah, no worries, man. Okay, mate, I'll see you in a bit. Right, which out of you two do you want? No fighting, obviously. Yeah, we'll have a few of you guys here. So, Craig, how's it going, bud? Yeah, not too bad, man. So, obviously, been a transition from a Cayman to an old Ferrari for a few weeks. How are you finding the transition? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So, what do you reckon for race 2? Do you reckon it's the same, or do you reckon it's going to be a different strategy? Because it's full grid reverse, wasn't it? Ah. Yeah. Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah. Gareth. Hello, mate. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, I believe we need to get your voices shared, because I think we've got an issue. Oh, it's alright, bear with. It might be my end because I haven't got the stream up.
Hello.
Let me check if I've got mine working as well.
Yeah, just double check.
Always allow.
I do apologise. I'm still new to this.
Well, that's fair enough. Right.
Well and well.
Huh?
Congrats.
Have you guys got them to set allow then? Because if you can't do that, you need to go into the party settings and go always allow. You sure? We'll sort it out for next week then if you want. Yeah, no worries, guys. I'll let you. Yeah. Yeah, I knew one. See you later. Right. And crack on. Oh. Right, guys, I do apologise. I am still new to the good old interviews for commentary, and we shall see what happens within the races. It is a bit of a hectic thing for me. I should have really explained before certain things. So yeah, I do apologise. I will get it sorted for next week, as well as started the last race of the evening. I do apologise. So we will get so we shall see. Hopefully next week I will try again. So yeah, I do apologise once again. It's my own fault, but we shall see. Ben Smith rejoined, so he will be in first place for the second of 15 minutes. So we get the green flag from the back of the grid, and hopefully Ben Smith lasts a while now, and he's about to build a lead hopefully. And we get the red light on now when it turns to green, as Neil Smale gets into the lead, going down into Ratafilio, and we shall see what happens here in race number 2. So let's go, as Darren Baldwin, aka ASR Idol, but I believe there's been a bit of action packed going into Ratafilio. Ben Smith is into second, Jay Westall in 4th place at the moment, Noddy's mate, and of course Bluefin, and of course James Stephen, and of course Gareth, and of course Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, and then you've got Ryan, and of course Osman, and of course Will. But we shall see. Neil Smell at the moment, aka Baston, but Ben Smith has got past him, and ASR Idol is in the place. So far so good for Ben Smith. He could be potentially on course for a victory, but Darren Baldwin is potentially pushing on a bit, but Bastion is up into 3rd with Jay Westall in 4th, and of course James Stephen, and of course Bluefin, and Tom Holland, and of course Gareth are having a bit of a battle here, and Noddy's Ryan McVeigh, and of course Noddy's mate, and of course Will, and of course the real Osman are still battling. So yeah, Ben Smith at the moment is leading the race, so hopefully he gets a good couple of laps under his belt. Hopefully it goes so well. But Neil Smale has a 5/10 penalty, so he's holding up this group at the moment, as James Stephen, and of course Jay Westall. Neil's going to have to be careful as James Stephen, and of course Bastion, but Neil Smale has took his penalty in the wrong place, which is going to cost him. It's actually not going to cost him time. Well, as you can see, James Stephen is holding up, and of course Moz, and of course Ryan McVeigh are joining his battle, and there's 3 cars up ahead as well. So between Jay Westall, Bluefin, should I say, and of course Tom Holland. So who's going to come out on top of this battle between Ryan McVeigh, Moz, and of course James Stephen? But at the moment, Ryan comes out on top of this battle, but James Stephen, and of course Will's also in this battle, and of course the real Osman, aka Craig, is also in this battle. And then you've got Baston, and then you've got Noddy's mate at the back of the field with 12 minutes 20 on the clock. Ben Smith at the moment is still leading, followed by Darren Baldwin, followed by Jason, and of course Ryan McVeigh makes a bit of contact with I believe that was Jay Westall going out of Roger Liga. And James Stephen is also behind, so it's going to be battle as James Stephen goes a bit wide into the first Lesmo, but Noddy's mate goes even deeper into that gravel. He will be building sandcastles if he's not careful. But Bluefin, of course, is our idol, and of course I believe at the moment Bluefin, and of course Pineapple Head, and of course Darren Baldwin are in a battle with Ryan trying to close up to this battle as well. And then you've got Jay Westall, and of course Moz, and of course James Stephen. As James Stephen has a 1 second penalty, he's going to have to get rid of that. As Will's also gaining, but this is going to be a bit weird for these guys, you know. James Stephen, like he said in the interview, he's going to be only doing 1 round, which is a bit of a shame really. Which, you know, I hope he's back for more races, but at the moment he's in 6th place. But we'll go back to the battle between we'll go to this battle first, but James Stephen, he's crossed the line, but he's took his penalty later, because he's just crossed the line, which is a bit unfortunate. So that's dropped him down into 11th place at the moment, but this is going to be between Craig, Jay Westall and of course Gareth. But Gareth and Will have a bit of a battle because Craig just pushed them into the pushed the door in there. But we'll go up to this battle between the Pineapple Head and ESR Idol with 10.5 minutes remaining on the clock. But you've got Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, and of course Tom Holland battling for potentially third and second, and then you've also got Darren Baldwin as Ben Smith has a 4/10 penalty, and as Ryan makes the move into 4th place there on ESR Idol, going into the I believe it is the first Lesmo. Yes, then you got Gareth and of course Will having a bit of a battle coming out of the second Lesmo, and then you got Craig also bringing up into the pack, and James is also there, and of course Technica and of course Bastion are battling as we've got Craig there trying to make it 3 wide into Ascari, but Craig breaks a bit earlier, and Will gets past Moz, but then we've got Gareth, Will, Craig and of course James Stephen. So 7th, 8th, 9th and 9th are having a bit of a battle. We'll try and go to these battles between try and go further up if we can, but it's looking likely that Ryan's now trying to catch on, but Ben Smith with his penalty, he's going to have to take that, which he does, but that's going to cost him a bit of time because Jason Grant, aka the Bluefin, is going to be chasing him down with the Pineapple Head, and of course Ryan McVeigh are battling for 3rd and 4th at the moment as Ryan gets up into 4th. Saying that, in the meantime Jason Grant gets past Ben Smith for 2nd place, but Tom Holland and of course so Bluefin now gets into the lead of the race for the 2nd time this season with 8 minutes 40 on the clock, and then you got ESR Idol and of course Ryan McVeigh trying to battle with Tom Holland, and then you got Will and of course Gareth, and then Craig and Bastion and Technica Racing. I don't know what's happened to James Stephen, where he's dropped down into 11th place at the moment. Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, is in 12th place at the moment. He's still pushing on. Ben Smith there, and of course Jason Grant, these two from the minis last season. But you've got Ryan McVeigh and of course Tom Holland pushing on for potentially 3rd and 4th. And of course Darren Baldwin, like ESR Idol, is going to push down, and we'll see what goes on within this position as we are getting ready to go towards the story. But we will see what goes on. Ryan McVeigh and of course Tom Holland are still battling for 3rd and 4th at the moment, but then you've got the real Osman and of course Gareth Morris trying to chase down Will, and of course Technica Racing and of course Bastion as James Stephen. I believe he had a penalty, but he got rid of it going out of Ascari, which is not going to be good for him. But Technica Racing and of course Jay Westall versus a Bastion, Neil Smale, for 9th and 10th at the moment, but Jay Westall drops down into 10th place because Bastion's got past him. But then you've got this battle. Will is still ahead of Gareth, ahead of Craig, and then you've got this battle between Ryan McVeigh and of course Tom Holland, of course Darren Baldwin for 3rd, 4th and 5th at the moment, going into Racafilio. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. If you know, this is going to be close. And Ben Smith, aka Bassox, chasing down Jason Grant for 1st place at the moment. Ben's on a massive charge after internet woes or the engine expired in the Ferrari, as Ben tries to make the move going into a Ragavliga, but he tries to do that with Jason Grant hopping the chicane there, and you've also got Pineapple Head and of course, but Jason Grant's got a penalty now, so he's got a 5/10 penalty which will hurt him as he runs a bit wide, but there's a bit of contact, and Jason Grant there and his best mate Tom Holland's there But Tom Holland's now up into second place, and of course Jason Grant has a penalty, but unfortunately he will have to get rid of that. But Ryan McVeigh is coming on a charge for third place at the moment, but they're trying to go into Ascari side by side. Jason Grant takes a bit of a penalty, but he'll have to still take it before he gets across the start-finish line, on the start-finish line, because it will double his time. ESR Idol, aka Darren Baldwin's chasing, and you got Will, and of course Gareth, and of course Craig, and you got James Stephen, and you got Technical Racing and Bastion, and you got Noddy's mate. So the two Neils are 10th and 11th and 12th. Ben Smith is pushing on with 5 minutes 22 on the clock, with Tom Holland pushing on. I believe Jason Grunt just took his penalty just in time, but up close is now Darren Baldwin, and they're going to try and make it a bit of a battle for it. Could see what happens within as Moz and Craig still having battle, of course, along with Will, but we'll see what goes on. James Stephen is in 9th, Jay and of course Neil are in 10th and 11th, and Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, is in 12th place at the moment, but with 4.5 minutes remaining in the second race. Ben Smith at the moment is pushing on and trying to hold off Tom Holland, and then Ryan McVeigh is also going to try and join this battle as Tom Holland gets through past Ben Smith for first place going into Lesmo 1, and then Ryan McVeigh is also there in third place, but then you've got Bluefin in fourth place, and then you've got ESR Idol and potentially Will in potentially sixth place. Then you got Gareth and Craig battling. The Welsh boys are battling with 4 minutes remaining for 7th and 8th at the moment, but James Stephen in 9th place. Then you got Jay Westall in 10th, then you got Neil Smale in 11th, and of course Neil Hall in 12th place. But Ben Smith is back in front from the Pineapple Head, but up now is Ryan McVeigh. Ryan McVeigh is now coming on a charge from up to Ben Smith with 3 minutes 35 on the clock, so coming up to 3.5 minutes into the Parabolica. Ryan McVeigh is getting past, but Bluefin is also up into third. That's been a bit of a change there, and Darren Baldwin in fourth place, and then of course the Pineapple Head crossing up into fifth place, but Ben Smith is trying to hold off these guys. This is going to be a battle. 4 cars, potentially 3 cars, as Ryan McVeigh tries to make a move into Ratafilio, but you've got Ben Smith gets outbroken by Ryan McVeigh, so Ryan McVeigh now leads the race. Bluefin, of course, Darren Baldwin, Jason Grunt, and Darren Baldwin are now battling for third and fourth at the moment, but Ben Smith is going to have to be careful with these guys being next to him with 2 minutes 42 on the clock. So we are winding down. This could be potentially on the penultimate lap of the race. We shall see. Tom Holland is in fifth place. Then you got Will. Then you got Craig and Gareth battling for 8th and 7th at the moment. Then you got James Stephen in 9th. Then you got Jay Westall in 10th. Then you got the two Neils in 11th and 12th at the moment. But Ryan McVeigh was a bit wide coming out of the second Lesmo there, heading down towards Variante Ascari at the moment, but with 2 minutes 6 on the clock now, this could be an interesting battle. We've got Jason Grant into second, ESR Idol, I believe, ESR Idol in third, and Pineapple Head, and of course Ben Smith, and you've got Will and of course Gareth and Craig still battling out. This battle's going to be fantastic, but you've got James Stephen and of course Technical Racing and the two Neils at the back, but Bluefin has this big massive penalty. It is going to be hanging over him. It is hanging over him like a cloud, but he's going to have to get rid of that. He's getting rid of it, but Tom Holland goes through. Darren Baldwin, aka ESR Idol, and of course Ben Smith, and of course Will. So because of Jason's penalty there, it's costed him quite a bit. We are now on to potentially what will be the final lap of the race, as Will and Ben Smith have a bit of a battle for 4th and 5th. And Ryan McVeigh's up the road in 1st place, but then you've also got Jason Grant in 6th. Gareth and Craig are still battling for 7th and 8th. Then you've got James Stephen, then you've got Jay, then you've got obviously the 2 Neils. But Ryan McVeigh is coming through into Roger Liga, I believe, for the last time there, as Tom Holland is now in 2nd place. Then you've got ESR Idol in 3rd, then you've got Will, and of course Ben, and of course Bluefin, and of course Gareth and Craig. Then you've got James Stephen and Jay, and the 2 Neils in 11th and 12th, as Tom Holland goes a bit wide, going out of Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2. Now he's a bit wide there, which has allowed the ESR Idol, aka Darren Baldwin, to come up into 2nd place. This is fantastic stuff between Darren and of course Will's now up into 3rd place, but is he going to make it 2nd going into Variante Ascari for the final time? Who's going to outbrake? Who's going to be brave? Will's brave enough there, but Darren Baldwin closes the door. He's going to potentially chase him, get chased, but we'll see what happens. But Ryan McVeigh going up towards the Parabolica now. He is going to be coming home and to take another victory in the Ferraris. I believe Ryan is going to be on a massive charge, but we've got this battle for 2nd and 3rd between Will and Darren. Who's going to take 2nd? Who's going to take 3rd? Who's going to come out on top? Darren's going to be crossing the line with a yellow flag, but Ryan McVeigh celebrates. But Darren Baldwin comes home in 2nd place, followed by Will, followed by Tom, followed by Jason, followed by Ben Smith and Gareth and Craig, followed by James Stephen, and of course Jay comes home in 10th. Neil Smale comes home in 11th, followed by Noddy's mate. And this has been spectacular racing this evening. You know, this has been quite good. I do apologise if it sounds like I have been, you know, trying to be careful with my voice, but at the moment Ryan takes victory from Darren, so that's a good result for potentially, as Ryan's just put, get in. You know, it will. But we shall see what happens. It's going to be fantastic. It will have to be potentially a good race, and potentially I'll get the results. But yeah, it's, oh my goodness, I do apologise guys for any issues this evening. You know, it's the first time. So we have Ryan McVeigh in 1st place, followed by ESR Idol, followed by Will, followed by the Pineapple Head, followed by Bluefin, Ben Smith, Gareth, Craig, James Stephen, Jay, Neil Smale, and then Neil Hall. The fastest lap at the moment fastest lap actually went to Ryan McVeigh on lap number 3 with a 1 minute 54.698. No, 1 minute 698, yeah. So that was ace, but all I can say is but you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next week. Like I say, we do have joint commentary next week. As Gamer Race goes, hey fellas, hey man, how's it going? So yeah guys, I'm gonna go and potentially chill out for the rest of the evening. Don't forget, if you like what you see here guys, please like, comment and subscribe as per usual. But to be sure, check out the Eldar Sim Racing. We do have the delight of the Porsche Caymans, sponsored by Decals Lab, and then we do have So we do have the decals like Porsche Caymans at Red Bull Ring on the GP circuit on Friday. Then you have the Shell Lorman Motorsports backed British touring cars. I'm not too sure where they are, but you have the host with the most, Malcolm Argyle. And then you will have also the Eldersim Clio Cup hosted by ESR Idol, and commentary from Darren, also known as ESR Idol, doing the commentary for the Clios, and they are at Red Bull Ring Short. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to go, and I've been Hoppers, and signing off till Friday, where the Porsche Caymans will resume their annual battle between Gareth Morris and James Stephen. So tune in for them, and I will see you guys very soon. Ta-ra.